Welcome back, CSE 3200 Yukon Stores. We're in video 2 of Chapter 10. In Chapter 10, we are working on our list, and the view is coming up pretty soon. And it's going to be a type RecyclerView. And in the first video, we didn't really talk about anything about what RecyclerView or RecyclerView is good for. So over here, I've got a picture. This is going to be my screen, and this list, maybe it shows 3, maybe it'll show like parts of another item. So maybe it's got these 3 items in here, and I don't know if you can make out the colors. The markers aren't that great, but I've got a pink view, an orange view, and a blue view, and waiting here is kind of a greenish view. So as I start to scroll up, maybe, and the pink one is almost off the screen, the orange and the blue will go up a little bit, and the green one will start to come on the screen. But when the pink one fully leaves the screen and the view after the green one is about to come on the screen, the pink container basically gets reused. And what I mean by that is the container is going to have a certain size. Like, what information is it going to hold? It's going to hold a string, so we need space for the string. Maybe it's going to hold an int, so we need a space for the int. And so as this guy leaves the view completely and this one is about to come on, it just says, well, I have the perfect size container for that. So I'm just going to reuse the container, and then I'll repopulate this with maybe view number, whatever, 5, if this is n plus 4, the location of it. So that's what's going on with our recycler view. It's a nice, efficient way to get our list to scroll nice and quick. In fact, once I've got these 100 items in the list, I could just move my finger on the screen, and in like 2 seconds, it's all the way through the entire screen, and it stops at the 100. So it's kind of neat. All right, so let's get into it. All right, we're going to make our user interface file for our list item. So we're going to right-click on Layout, New Layout Resource File, and we are going to call this lowercase crime underscore, lowercase recycler underscore, lowercase view. Crime underscore recycler underscore view. And I'm experimenting a little bit here. I was a little surprised, as I declared in the last video, and even in Robot, that I didn't need the implementation for the view model. So I'm going to try to have a recycler view put in here without changing the Gradle. And I suspect that if I don't have anything that says recycler view, then I can't do that, but I do. So it feels like RecyclerView might be fully implemented into one of our more recent editions of Android Studio. So I'll try it. But in previous years, I've gone to the Gradle and made a change. We'll see if I need to. So I'm going to OK this. And it says I've got item 0 through item 9. Now, this preview is very generic. It just basically is kind of trying to show us that we have a recycler view, and that's about it. So I don't really need that view here. I don't have many changes that I'm going to make. I'm just going to move that down, and I'm going to give this an ID. Android : ID is equal to, in double quotes, @ plus ID / and my ID is going to be crime recycler view, pretty much the same as the name of the class. Crime underscore recycler underscore view. OK, that's done. Pretty simple. But now we need to go over to the crime list fragment and make it look a lot more like crime detail fragment. So in crime detail fragment, we add our onCreate, our onCreate view, and our onDestroy view, and our onView created. Now, that's not going to be identical. We're not going to be doing anything like this. And we don't need this anymore not for our crime list view model. So not identical, but we will have some things that will be very much identical. I'm going to get rid of this line. So these 2 lines are pretty close. And I'm going to do a little bit of copying and pasting because my binding and back binding for my crime list fragment is going to be an awful lot like my crime detail fragment. And let's paste that in. And make sure we change the crime detail binding to crime list binding. And I did expect to get an import there. Now, it needs to match the name of this file, and I see that it does not. I named that file incorrectly. So let's try and refactor this. So right-click and refactor, rename, and we're calling it fragment underscore crime underscore list. Now it can get the appropriate import. OK. A little bit scary there. I didn't expect that. All right. So we got our binding. We got our back binding. And I'm going to keep that for now. What else? Let's go back to our crime detail. Don't need any of that. I'll grab this. And this needs to be changed from detail to list. The inflator, the container, all of that is fine for now. This can be completely kept. There's nothing in here that's specific to whatever view binding that's different or a class that's different. So I'm just going to copy that, bring it over here and paste it. And this just means that if our any of the parts of the list that are out of view, then we're going to let them leave the memory, and we do this for our recycler view. It's fine. OK, so we do have one more line of code to put in here before we can actually get this to host a recycler view. And it's going to go in between these two lines in the onCreate view. Binding dot crime recycler view dot layout manager is equal to a linear layout manager. And that requires a parentheses and inside context. All right, I'm going to leave this video here. Hopefully by the next video, we'll get to see some of these generic items, but we have to actually create a user interface for the individual items before we can do that. Right now, we just have a user interface that says this thing's going to be the recycler view, and we've linked that up with our class, the crime list fragment. Okay, but now we have to put our items in so that we can actually see crime 1, crime 2, crime 0 even, etc. All right, I'll see you in that video.